Yeah, YouTube, give me some time, YouTube. I'm gonna fix this real quick. You feel me? I'm gonna find a video to watch.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit and a pair of steel bracelets, it's not real. Now it's real.
Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively on Wondery Plus.
I know you were involved in an incident a couple Fridays ago at Dollar General, okay? What happened to the gun? Threw it? Where'd you throw it at? In the trash can.
It was a shocking crime in a small town where everyone was a familiar face, particularly standout student athletes. The evidence seems irrefutable. Multiple witnesses identify the same suspect, and he actually confesses to be the gunman.
What happened to the gun? Threw it? Where'd you throw it at? In the trash can.
Yet, he has not served 1 day in prison. How's this possible? Waukegan, Illinois. It's a place where everybody knows your name. Neighbors and friends, everyone is a familiar face.
Okay, chat.
Like many quiet small towns, you'll find a tight-knit community that enjoys its historic landmarks, beaches. Basketball holds particular significance in Waukegan. The Bulldogs games draw attention from students, families, and the local community. That quiet comfort of small-town living was shattered on a cold day in February 2022, around 7:15 p.m. at the Dollar General on Grand Avenue. It becomes a day marked by violence and fear as a 19-year-old store clerk, Elvis Ramos, faces down the barrel of a gun. This incident began when the hard-working and unassuming young store clerk was forced to confront a suspected shoplifter. He asks the shoplifter to leave. Things escalate, and the man leaves the store, returning with a gun. As Ramos tries to shut the front door, the gunman fires. The bullet pierces Ramos in the skull near his right eye. Cloaked in the anonymity of a mask and ensuing confusion, the shoplifter disappears in the chaos and terror igniting a manhunt that grips the city. Waukegan police spring into action, canvassing the area, gathering evidence, and desperately piecing together the fragments of what happened. The police department releases surveillance photos of the suspect immediately, and the community pitches in to help solve the crime, with multiple people pointing the finger at the same person. The Waukegan police zero in on their prime suspect, a towering, thin-framed, 6'3", 155-pound basketball player named Martell Williams, a 15-year-old freshman at Waukegan High School. With time being of the essence, officers burst through the doors of the school, navigating the hallways of teens in a fervent search for their suspect. The lean and lanky teen gave no resistance as the handcuffs were wrapped around his wrists. He was arrested and escorted away in front of his classmates and teachers, who were left in stunned silence by what had just unfolded in front of their eyes. Even more stunning is what happens next. Police announced that 15-year-old Martell Williams has confessed to the crime.
I know you were involved in an incident a couple Fridays ago to Dollar General, okay? I know a lot about that incident, okay? I've watched the video.
And yet Williams walks free today while Elvis Ramos continues the battle to save his right eye. How is this possible? As it turns out, on that cold day in February, Martell Williams was nowhere near the crime scene. Instead, he was approximately 20 miles away in Lincolnshire, doing exactly what he's most well known for. Martell was playing in a basketball game at Adlai E. Stevenson High School, and there's irrefutable proof. The Williams family provides a digitally time-stamped photo of Martell at the game in Lincolnshire. So why did Martell confess to a crime he definitely didn't commit?
You're pretty distinct looking, man, and I've seen you before. I know who you are.
Martell Williams was detained by the police for 2 days following the dollar store shooting incident. During this period, he was in their custody undergoing intense interrogation, especially for a 15-year-old. Many reported that the footage shows detectives allegedly used deceptive tactics and manipulative strategies during Martell's 48 hours in custody. And coupled with the absence of legal representation during Martell's extended stay in this cold, unforgiving interrogation room, this created the perfect environment for a frightened and vulnerable teenager to confess to a crime he did not commit.
Go ahead and say what you wanted to say about the situation.
I literally had no chin. It was just down here. And I'm like, you know what? Let me do chin and jowls. Let's just do it. And so I got chin and jowls done. I could see the result.
First, Detective Sean Ains, the lead investigator, worked to negate the teen's Miranda rights.
The right to remain silent, that means you not to say anything.
The detective informed Martell of his Miranda rights, but then suggested that speaking freely would benefit him.
Just know that going forward, I think your words are going to be extremely valuable in this situation. I don't think you have anything to necessarily fear in terms of talking to us. But again, just know you can. Look, I don't feel comfortable talking about this. That's what I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you or be whatever you want to do. That's not what I'm doing. Okay.
Sadly, many officers still use this tactic in order to encourage minors to waive their rights and also to make them feel that without speaking to a lawyer, they might receive a more favorable outcome. Martell, possibly feeling reassured by Ains' suggestion that honesty would remove his burden, waived his rights without fully understanding the implications.
You need something, you need water, you need to go to the bathroom, you need something or you don't understand something he's talking about, just ask me. Okay? I'm here on behalf of you, not him.
Realistically, lawyer coming here within the next 5-10 minutes, that's not going to happen. So if you want to have a lawyer, that's cool, but again, this conversation is going to end for right now, okay? No, I have to ask you, do you want to have a lawyer? No? You want to talk to me? Okay.
The second is suggesting leniency. Detective Ains introduces the idea that the shooting could have been in self-defense or accidental, and shared stories of others walking free under similar circumstances, leading Martell to believe that Admitting to either of these scenarios could result in leniency.
Like I already explained to you, you reacting to maybe someone committing a crime or an offense against you versus you going out and being the aggressor and seriously harming somebody, two totally different scenarios. People walk out of this building after shooting people because they explain the context of the situation. They explain it was a self-defense scenario, and look, I felt my life was in danger. We check everything out, we talk to people, we make a determination. That's exactly what it looked like. This guy had to shoot this other guy because he felt he had to. You know, he felt like he was in fear of death and great bodily harm, and he had no choice. You know what I mean? And I've watched people, I've driven people home, I've shot people before. They never spent a day in jail. What? That all has to rest on that person being forthcoming with me, telling me the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Placing emphasis on Martel's fear and desire to go home suggests that admitting to the crime under specific contexts could lead to immediate release.
So, I know you didn't go into that store with the intention of shooting. I know that. But things happen, okay? Things can unfold quickly. Maybe this guy posed a threat to you. Like I said, I watched the video, he put hands on you. I saw that. He's significantly bigger than you. He could probably hurt you.
This tactic likely compounded the youngster's anxiety and confusion, steering him toward providing a false confession in the hopes of getting to go home.
I can only maybe think, what was going through your head at that time. I can't put the words in your mouth unless you tell me, unless you explain the situation. You know what I'm saying? It's all I have right now is some video to go off of, and that's it.
Ains told Martel that there was abundant evidence implicating him in the shooting, asserting confidently that he was involved, despite the fact that no such evidence had been uncovered.
Like I said initially, I'm not here to debate whether you were there or not. It's like, I know you were there. I can tell you, you wouldn't have an abundance of information that, you were there and you were involved in this, okay? So that's not a question in my mind. So I'm not here to even discuss that part.
Officers sometimes use tactics to suggest guilt is already established beyond doubt, making resistance seem futile. Facing the perceived weight of incontrovertible evidence against him, Martel might have felt cornered into confessing despite his actual innocence.
I'm trying to give you little facts about the situation, maybe you can remember exactly what happened.
And lastly, there's feeding facts.
Do you remember what happened to the clothes you were wearing tonight? Are they just at home? Okay. You were wearing a hoodie? Okay. I know that.
Detective Ains provides specific details about the crime scene and the victim, presenting them as facts that Martel supposedly already knew.
There was a Hispanic dude, like maybe 5'10", 6 foot, he's wearing a hoodie. He kind of put you, it looks to me like he put you out of the store. Not physically, but when you got to the door, you closed the doors, and there was some kind of like altercation at the doors, and it looked to me like he put hands on you at some point.
Ultimately, Martel ended up agreeing with or expanding on these provided details, thereby incriminating himself further with information he hadn't known or mentioned before. Under the pressure of the interrogation, many claim Martel might have felt compelled to align his narrative with these details, further entangling himself in a false confession.
I saw the video. I saw there was multiple people in there shopping. I saw you did not steal anything, you know what I'm saying? So that raised one question to me right away, like, why is this guy targeting this little kid? You know what I mean? Is that what's going through your head at the time? I mean, explain like what you were thinking, or when this guy told you to get up.
I was thinking like, what I do, like, did I do something like, I don't know, like, am I being mistaken for another person or something?
Okay. You want to explain exactly what happened there?
Yeah, I walked in, like you said, I was walking in, he just closed the door. And then, I was asking him, like, why I couldn't get in the store. And me, like, I got my temper, so I get mad.
Yeah. And look, if someone's